السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا أيها الناس أنتم الفقراء إلى الله والله هو الغني الحميد. صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. My dear respected listeners, it is the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He has allowed us to come into His house and stand before Him for almost the most important ibadah of the whole week, which is to pray the Friday Salah in congregation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said in the Quran, along the lines of the discussion that we've had in the past 2 weeks, on our ownership of what we have. So what we apparently have, how much of it do we own in reality? The ayah that I decided, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, Ya ayyuhan nas, O people, all of you, believers, non-believers, adults, young, men, women, all of you, Antumul fuqara'u ila Allah. You are very much in need of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are beggars before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are poor. You have nothing. Antumul fuqara'u ila Allah. Wallahu huwa al-ghaniyyul hamid. And Allah is the one who is ghani and hamid. Carefree, independent of you, and the one who deserves to be respected and praised excessively, beyond doubt, beyond limits. In this society particularly and overall, all of us carry with us a sense of entitlement, that there's a few basic things that we deserve to have, and that if we do not get, they are our basic rights. If we do not get them, injustice is being shown to us. It is cruelty to take those things away from us. When it comes to our relationship with creation, when it comes to law of the land, when it comes to social norms, ethical norms here, creation to creation, human to human, those ideas are good. Those ideas protect our life and our basic rights. The problem starts when we try to, and don't think that it is a very philosophical thing. If you think about it, almost all of us, illa mashallah, all of us have this deep-seated sense that we are entitled to things from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That we are entitled to what we have, even from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the result of this is that when we don't have those things, we begin to become unthankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or if even one of these is slightly decreased, our nature is that we start to become unthankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like the last week we said, whatever we own, if we have it, it is a mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In Surah Al-Waqi'ah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has pointed out the key things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to everyone and that we don't appreciate. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, نَحْنُ خَلَقْنَاكُمْ فَلَوْلَا تُصَدِّقُونَ. After describing the kinds of people, the groups who would disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the group who would be really close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then the general group of Salihin who are the people of the right hand who would have obeyed the basic commands of Sharia. And then the third group, which would be devastated that day, doomed that day, and sent it to hellfire. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from becoming among those. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding us of how dependent and how in the ihsan of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how bounteous Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has been towards us. نَحْنُ خَلَقْنَاكُمْ فَلَوْلَا تُصَدِّقُونَ. We created you, so why would you not testify to it? Why would you not testify to it? أَفَرَأَيْتُمْ مَا تُمْنُونَ. And in this discussion, do you not see, do you not know that which you put, from which the growth of a human being comes forth? Do you not see that? What capacity that material has to grow into a prime creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a grand project of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with so many capacities that are beyond the understanding of that human itself. Even with all the science and everything, human beings cannot fully comprehend the human themselves. And how is that coming forth? Do you not see that? And when that happens, are you the ones who are doing it? Are you the ones who are nurturing it and giving it growth in so many forms? Out of fluid, bones are made. Out of fluid, muscles are made, flesh is made, and that flesh is of so many different kinds within that same place, from that same material. And then so many different kinds of tissue. If you look at hair, that is very different. The structure of hair is very different from muscle. The structure of muscle is very different from bone. The structure of skin is very different from bone, from muscle, from other things of the body. So all of that is coming forth. Do you not see how we've done it? Do you not see that you have no control over whatever is going on? You do not even know what is it going to be fully. So many times you predict that it is going to be that gender, and it comes out to be a different gender. So you have minimal control over anything. And do you not see that? Do you not experience that every single day? And still you claim that whatever is going on, you own it, you are the owner of your lives, you are the ones who have authority over anything, let alone your lives. No. أَفَرَأَيْتُمْ مَا تُمْنُونَ أَأَنْتُمْ تَخْلُقُونَهُ أَمْ نَحْنُ الْخَالِقُونَ. Are you the ones who create, or are we the ones who are creating it? وَلَقَدْ عَلِمْتُمُ النَّشْأَةَ الْأُولَى فَلَوْلَا تَذَكَّرُونَ. So why do you not talk about it? Why do you not remind yourself about it? How you've been created. And the next ayah is that when you think, when you realize that you are very much dependent on the primal phase of your creation upon us, totally dependent upon us, how could you ever believe that you own this life and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not have the capacity to take this life away from you? And that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does all the time, all around us. So how could we ever think, let alone what we've earned, we do not even have the right over our own very lives. All of that is a mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala goes forth and explains two very beautiful systems that even a simple person can understand. One is of أَأَنْتُمْ تَزْرَعُونَهُ أَمْ نَحْنُ الزَّارِعُونَ. The seed that you sow in the ground. It's a very weak seed that if out of itself that seed has no capacity, but you put it in the ground and it tears apart the earth and comes out as a sapling. What role do you have in that zara'at or in that growth coming out of the earth? You can't even see it, let alone control it. Who is the one doing it? So all of the food that you get is ultimately coming from this earth. And if you think that we have produced something and we have earned something and we are the rightful owners of that, you are not. You have not even created it. I'm just reminded of a saying by one of the mashayikh here in Chicago. Mufti Nawaz Rahman Sahib is in Sharia Board of Chicago. He said that when he was a young kid, his father would hold his hand just to train him and say, whose hand is this? Whose is this? And he would say, it's mine. So he'd ask him, did you make it? He'd say, no. Then he'd say, did you buy it from somewhere? He'd say, no. Then he would say, neither is it yours nor of your father's. It belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you think about it, this rule applies to everything. We think that we've earned something, we think that we've bought something. So when the rulings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala come about anything, when the ruling of giving zakat from our mal, from our wealth comes, when the ruling of spending in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala above and beyond zakat, when the ruling of halal and haram comes, that this body that we've created for you, we will tell you what you can put in it and what you cannot put in it, we have no right to object. We have no right to ask for reasons why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is doing it. He is the owner, He is commanding. You've been given it. You are not the proprietor but the guardian, and even that in a very, very lame sense. You are not even the total guardian of it. You are just taking care of it, and this has been given to you as a test. That do you remember the one who gave it to you? Do you fulfill the command of the one on the property of that one over what you've been given minimal control over? So this minimal control that we've given you is enough to make you forget Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the same context, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about water, the system of water. أَفَرَأَيْتُمُ الْمَاءَ الَّذِي تَشْرَبُونَ, the water that you drink. So we all know now, back in the day they didn't understand it, but we all know now that water is the most important need of our body. Even more important for us than electrolytes, minerals. Solid food comes much later on. And it is a basic need for everyone. And us as humanity needed so much water. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, out of His mercy, without us even knowing how it's going on, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created reservoirs of water that nobody could have imagined in a very perfect manner. And when you store water in the open, it becomes stale. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it salty. That you have, let alone, rather than, you are not even able to store it, and even if you were able to store it, you were not able to protect it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has done that in the oceans. Now the oceans are not everywhere, and you like to live at different places, and you are so many, so you live at different places. So how will you get water from the ocean? And we understand that desalination is, the people who have a bit of understanding, is the most expensive method of producing water. The natural water is easier to obtain. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created a natural desalination system for you. Sun will shine upon it. And it's not only a desalination method, but it is a very perfect delivery method too. You put in pipelines, no matter the best material you create, it is going to decay over time. The system of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has been running for as long as the world started. So it rises up, it becomes clouds. Now if all the clouds started to pour down upon your dwellings, again that will become a nuisance. So how powerless we are. If that water that we need is going to be given to us directly and simultaneously all in one go, that will ruin us. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created mountains, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala poured the water over the mountains where it automatically freezes for us. And slowly and gradually, in form of streams and everything, it comes down to us in the places where we dwell. And not only that, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created the earth in a way that it absorbs water, so that wherever you live, you dig a hole and you'll find water there, ready for your use. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in different forms reminding us of how much faqir you are to us, how much dependent you are always upon us. When all of that is given to you, your life, your food, your water, your drink. Imagine the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that through all these systems that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created for us, we use all of that and we forget to even say a word of thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The water that is in our glass, we will drink it quickly and forget to even say 2 words of thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one who created that whole system in the background for us. The food that we eat will not take the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The animals that we have, we will say that we will consume them the way we like. We will slaughter them the way we prefer, the way our little minds think the best, the way we think is most economical, and forget about the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And not only that, but on top of that, we use the energy driven from the food that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us, and the energy that from the water that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided for us, to disobey the very one who has given it to us. To, na'uzu billah, challenge the very one who has given it to us. And even then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keeps on delaying His punishment, keeps on delaying His punishment, keeps on giving us room, that at some point my slave, my abd, will come to me, will come back to me and repent over all that he has done. And when he does that, we are ready to forgive everything that he has done. We are ready to forgive everything in all of his life of 50, 40, 30, 60, 70 years. One word of astaghfar, one word of repentance, we are going to write off all the sins. My dear respected brothers, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us a realization of how much dependent we are on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and on the other hand, how much merciful is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon us. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us a realization of how stupid, how foolish we are being by spending every single second that we are spending of our life away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, without developing our connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Brothers, I will pray the sunnah in this